Hey guys, this is another Stu's back at the bench update, channel update as it were. I was going to leave it until I got to a stage where I got kit obviously sanded and filled, etc. But I thought, no, I'll do the update today as it's a quiet afternoon. Practically the build process of this kit is now complete. It's had its challenges, let's just say, in regards to me starting off on it 6 years ago, and then obviously I had a hiatus on this Shelf Queen. But just recently, obviously, what with the passing of my mother earlier, late last year, and obviously with her estate, I've managed to invest in the hobby again. Which I'm sure she would want me to do, bless her heart. Yeah, I've got to the stage after 6 years. I've actually got this thing built, as it were. And as I say, it's had its challenges because originally, what my process had been was that I was going to convert this into an HC2, which was primarily based at RAF Odeon. And obviously I was going to get the Puma in, and then Airfix announced on their range review earlier this year that they were reintroducing the Puma, so I've got that, and then I was going to have this alongside it as an aircraft from 72 Squadron. However, unbeknownst to me, I found out during that range release that they were bringing out an HC2, so I wouldn't have to convert this into it. So therefore I bought in the HC2, and that will be a future project, as it were, alongside the Puma, as it were, because my plan, as was originally based, is once I've got them both built, I'm going to have them on a sort of a little mini vignette as though they're on the flight pan of RAF Odeon. But this one I'm doing as an HU5. I think it's from a Royal Naval Squadron, which was used as a troop carrier for the Marines on HMS Hermes in the late to early 80s, late 70s to early 80s, just before the Falklands War. Well, it was the jungly version, as it were, so I'm sticking to that. But yeah, I must admit, the last few days this thing has been fighting me because I've had all sorts of details been trying to put on it, and then obviously whilst I was cleaning, I knocked it, and then it basically came down with a smash, and I smashed the actual undercarriage beyond repair. But thankfully I had a backup kit, so I've virtually done the right, the left hand, this side of this leg was the other side. No, it was the right hand side. Yeah, if I get the kit up. Basically, actually I'm going to take the rotor blades off, otherwise this thing's going to get damaged. Oh, I think the other rotor blade's just fallen off as well, flown onto the carpet monster somewhere. But anyway, as I say, this I had to basically take off the snap part, sand it down, drill out the holes, and then obviously fit in the new undercarriage, which I did, and it came out well. Got it lined up with the other side, so that was good, and then obviously put in the float thingy there, and obviously the steps. Now the only thing I haven't actually done on this, because I noticed on the photographs it's got wires underneath for the tow cable, I'll probably get some fuse wire and affix that to it just to give some added detail. But as you can see, she is virtually, it says shaky hands, done. The pitot tube I've had to subsidise from another kit part, but it's not far off it, because the original one, the carpet monsters, got hold of that, and obviously I've replaced some of the aerial wires, antennae that you can see there, for the communication wires. I've started sanding away the seams on the middle of the fuselage I'll continue to do that, and then once that is done, I'll rescribe it where it needs to be rescribed. I've got the winch there all built, and obviously the other bits and parts. Unfortunately, this part was still fighting me last night, and the other part was tricky to get underneath there because I should have actually put it in before I put in the tailplane, as it were. But hey ho, you learn, live and learn. And on the bottom here, I noticed in the actual illustration it had a spare fairing, so I got that off the spare kit and drilled in the hole and put it in there. And obviously I've managed to replace the rear tail wheel because that one snapped. I've got some odd holes here and there which I will actually get filled in because I was obviously trying to get reference work to put the antenna wires in. As you can see, the interior is originally scratch built from before I moved, although you can't see it in this camera. But yeah, and obviously I used aftermarket for the cockpit as well, masked off the top, used a marker pen for the control panel on there. And she's pretty much done, guys, to be honest with you, and the undercarriage is beautifully lined up. That's all done, and as I say, I've just got to fill in a few holes here with some filler, mask off the canopies and the clear parts, and then get this baby into primer. And obviously I'll put a sponge in where the actual door is supposed to be, and I'll be masking off the door as well, on the transparency of that. Because I will be putting the door on last, but obviously with the actual door partly open, as it were, so you can see the interior detail. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with this so far. My mojo is certainly picked up. It's overall a good representation of the Wessex from Italeri, I have to say. And in fact, it's got to the stage where I've actually got an HAS Mark III in. Which was used during the Falklands War. I think they nicknamed it Humphrey. But anyway, got that. Also with the rotor blades, that was a little bit of a tricky number to get them all lined up, and unfortunately the bottom had snapped off, so basically I used a spare bit of sprue to basically stick it on there so that I could remove it if I put it on show, etc. I'll probably end up gluing it towards the end. And the rear rotor, if I can find the damn thing, it's shot off somewhere. I don't know where. Oh well, never mind, I'll find that a little bit later. So yeah, that's how far we've got, guys, with the build so far. So yeah, I'm really happy with how the way things are going now. I mean, she really does look nice and resplendent in her form, and as I say, on the bottom I'm going to get a bit of fuse wire for the tow cables, because they're normally sort of dangling down when they're put away, as it were. So yeah, but as I say, I haven't been idle on the Stash Edition front, and I bought another book on scale modelling, believe it or not, which is this one, Military Modelling. It's an old one, and I got this off Awesome Books, believe it or not, for about £3.89, and it's very comprehensive. It's all about military modelling overall, as you can see here. Modifications on soft skin vehicles, figures, which I'm actually sort of looking to delve into, maybe Napoleonic figures, etc., as I've got a few resin cast figures in the in storage in the shed out the back. But it's a very comprehensive book. It's all about your guide to military modelling, as it were. And as I say, I think they may have a few copies of these on Awesome Books, so check them out. Alright, and I think this was actually made and printed during the era of Shep Payne's era, so it's looking that sort of era. But you can learn a lot from these old books, I'm not kidding you. Anyway, as I say, I've had a few kits in. I haven't got everything here because a lot I've had to put into storage at my other half's storage facility, and obviously I've got a load in the shed, and this video would go on for ages. I went through a whole lot of what I've got in the last few months. So this is just a few I've had in. And obviously got this big bad boy, the Yamato 1/350th. This I am looking forward to doing because I've actually got the wooden deck for it as well. And the other half has promised me another ship come Christmas time, which we're probably going to get rammed with come a couple of months from now. Yeah, it's that scenario. We're sort of part way through the summer, as it were, and then obviously come September you start seeing stuff about Christmas. Oh, I don't know. We haven't even got through July yet. But anyway, it's one I've had on my wish list for years. It's bloody big. I'm not kidding you. It's twice the size of my arm when you actually open it up, and yeah, I am looking forward at some stage to building this bad boy. And Tamira, I've got a good sort of reputation as regards 1/350th ships. I might even go full hog and get the whole lot of aftermarket etched brass and some figures you can actually put on the ship, so that it gives it a sense of scale. And I might actually build it as a seascape. I don't know yet. It's just sort of initial thoughts, as it were. So I got that as a birthday present from the other half, which I'm very, very grateful to. And thank you, darling. So yeah. Yeah, so that was a birthday treat, as it were. Now, next one up, I've seen a few builds online, and to be honest, I like the colour scheme on this, which is the Tempest Mark V from Airfix. It looks a lovely little kit, I have to say. I mean, I saw Jace, was it Matt on... oh, I forgot the name of the channel, sorry. His build on this, and I must admit I quite fancied this. I may get some 3D printed interior possibly, or just go with the etched brass front for the cockpit panels, etc. But I just love the scheme, and it is actually post-war as well. So yeah, that's a good one to get in. And this one, I haven't had a load of meters, but obviously I had to sell them off around about 2 years ago from Special Hobby. But this one I saw for a bargain, and I couldn't resist it. It's the extra kit Lost Meteor T-Mark 7 2-seater. Now I can do it as a target tow or a squadron aircraft from 74 Squadron. I haven't quite made my mind up yet which one I'm going to do, but I'm sort of really sort of turning towards this target tug, as it were. So yeah, it could be that one. I don't know, we'll have to wait and see, but the detail on it is beautiful, and obviously you've got the resin aftermarket cockpit just to give it a bit of a boost, as it were. Then moving on to that one, I've got another naval aircraft in, one of two AS1 Mark IVs. This one is Trumpeter's kit. The other one I've got is Revell. Now either of these I'm going to do as an aircraft from Ark Royal R09. So I think that was Ark Royal 4, the old flat top from the 70s, as a COD aircraft. I've got the decal, aftermarket decal set for it, because I'm actually going to build at some stage. Excuse me, I've got a tickly cough. I'm just getting over some summer flu, unfortunately. And yeah, it's a lovely looking kit, this one. I have to say this one's slightly more superior than the Revell kit in terms of detail. So I may be looking to erring towards converting this into a COD aircraft. So there you go. In case you're wondering what COD is, it's carrier on board delivery, as it were. This one I won on eBay. It's another Hurricane Mark 1 from Airfix, but this is a one that was based by with the BEF in France, and it was an aircraft of the first guy to really sort of do his memoirs in World War II. I think the aircraft is 85 Squadron, Advanced Air Striking Force, Little Zeppelin, France, May 1940. Because I'm actually going to be doing a series of aircraft from the Battle of France and the Battle of Britain. In fact, 2 French aircraft I've got on order, which I'm waiting to come through. They're both bombers. So this will go nicely. I'm just to see if I can get an aftermarket tank, because I might do a little vignette as though it's on the actual field, as it were, waiting to be scrambled. So yeah, that's going to be an interesting scheme to do. Next up from that, its adversary, which is the old Airfix 172nd Ju-87B1 Stuka. You've got a choice of 2 markings, one from 39, and this one I think was during the Battle of Britain. Again, the detail on this for such a small kit is very good. I think it's one of Airfix retools. So yeah, that'll be part of my Battle of Britain builds. Following on from that, a well-known aircraft of the Second World War. It was one of the fastest aircraft of World War II. It's the old Airfix de Havilland Mosquito T Mark II Mark IV, or was it Mark VI? I'm going to do this one in this Mark, the Mark II. Excuse me. Sorry about that, guys. Based at Bradwell Bay, September 42. Now, the decals in this one were not good, I have to say. So I've managed to get another set in slightly better condition from another seller online. So there's the decals for that one. And also, I'm going to upgrade the cockpit with an Airy set, so this could be my next build after the Wessex, but we shall wait and see. Yeah, because I looked at this and I thought, yeah, it does need a little bit of work on it, because there's not that much detail in that kit, and I've built that years ago, and it's not a bad little kit of the old Mozzie. So yeah, now that's going to be a future project. Okay. Alright, following on from that, I've managed to get another one. Yeah, I've got this one on from a seller on Vinted, believe it or not, for 15 quid. It's a Royal Air Force Rescue Launch set, and it's not in bad nick. Box is a bit battered, but the sprues are all there, packed, and it's in good nick, and even the decals are as well. So again, it's a toss up between that scheme or that scheme, but I might go for the one that's indicated on the box, but we shall see. I've got another Hurricane, principally because obviously, as I told you with the Gannet, it's got a couple of slip tanks on it, which I could use to convert the Gannet into the Cod, and they're not too dissimilar. I think you can see them underneath that sprue there, so I'll probably sand down the detail on that and use them on the Gannet as and when I get around getting my teeth back in Stuart, as and when I get me that one off the ground, as it were. But I will build this as probably a Hurricane 2C with rocket pods on it. I might even do it as a D-Day aircraft, but we shall see. Following on from that, I've got myself an Academy 144 C-47 Skytrain. Now, I'm actually going to build this as part of my British Airways Heritage builds, a BEA airliner. So I'm going to convert this into an airliner. I've got the actual markings for it. I've actually seen an aftermarket set where you can actually convert the engines to a Dart engine version, which BEA also used. So if I can source the decals for it, which I've sourced these for again, I'm going to see if I can get hold of that conversion set and do one with the standard Pratt & Whitney engines, and then obviously the other one, which I should do with the Dart Herald engines. So there you go. And the detail on it's not bad either, actually, for that scale. This one I got in yesterday. This is the original aircraft, which it was what the Wessex was derived from. It's the UH-34D Choctaw. Now, I've seen a few videos of this aircraft, which is fully preserved, and the original pilot got to fly it again. Because obviously this was used chiefly out in Vietnam and in the early years of the US Navy, etc. And some of the actual NATO countries took them as well. It's not too dissimilar to the Wessex I'm building at the moment in terms of the moulds. Unfortunately, there's not any detail on the interior, so I may have to scratch build that one up again. We shall have to wait and see. But it does look a nice little kit all the same. And this was one that came through today. It's the Valom Vickers Viking. It's 1A in either BEA markings or EAS markings. Now, the thing that I'm disappointed about is that they've got no seats on the interior. It's very sparse. So I think as and when I get around to building this, because this is going to be part of my British Airways heritage builds, I'm going to have to see if I can source some aftermarket seats for the interior, or source an interior for it, because as I say, there's no interior in the actual fuselage, and you've got clear windows, so that isn't going to look too clever if you can't see the seating in there. Cockpit detail's not bad, I have to say. It could probably do with a little bit of work. I'm going to see again if I can get an aftermarket control panel. But it will be worth it. And believe it or not, they've actually got one of these. They're rebuilding. I think it's a Valletta, Blackbush at the moment, because obviously they used to fly out there quite a bit when it was a municipal airport. So again, I'm glad I got this one in. I've already got one in 1/44th, and obviously I should be doing that in BA markers, but I just thought this one, I just fancied cutting my teeth into, as it were. But it looks not a bad kit, I have to say. Following on from that, in terms of airliners, again, this is going to be a British Airways heritage build. Is the 777-300ER. That's the extended range version. Be interesting to see if Revell issue in the future the new 900, obviously with the folding wings at the end, because I think BA have put in a provisional order for them, because they're going to replace, I think, some of the older aircraft, the old 777-200s, because obviously they've been the workhorse of BA for some years now. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see if they actually bring one out of that in the future, maybe next year. We shall have to wait and see. So there you go. Another classic airliner which I won on eBay is this DC-10. Now I'm totting up what markings to do it in. I am possibly going to do it in the BA Landau scheme as a British Airways heritage build, or if I can get the right decal set anywhere, it could be a British Caledonian aircraft, or even a Laker Skytrain, but I haven't quite made my mind up on that one yet. And I know I've got another DC-10 in my stash somewhere, but yeah, that's a future build. Another one which I won, actually bought off on Vinted for about 20 quid, is this 747-100. Again, that's going to be one of my British Airways heritage builds. If I can get hold of it, I'm going to do it in the BA Negus scheme, or failing that, it might be Landau. I haven't made my mind up yet, but a classic all the same. Right, not only have I got one TriStar, although I've got a 1114, that's it, 1100th or a 1125th one from Hella, which is in the Negus scheme, but I thought I also got a second TriStar, which I got on eBay. Whereas the first one was the Vinted one, which is scared kick parts, but it looks as though it's got everything there. One I might do as a Courtly scheme, and the other one I'm going to do as a VA Landor scheme. That's if I can get hold of the decals anyway. So there you go. Two classic Tri-Jets, and believe it or not, there's only one flying in the world now. Now this is another kit I've had on my wish list for some time. And it's a well-known World War II bomber used towards the end of the war, and it was used to drop the very first atomic bomb. It's the B-29 Super Fortress, and I won this one for 25 quid on eBay. It's fully there. It's just a matter of sourcing aftermarket, which I will probably get for the cockpit, and also I'm not sure if I'm going to do this as a Korean bird or possibly another aircraft which was used to bomb Japan. I haven't made my mind up yet, but I am sort of thinking about getting the Academy version later on and using that as one of the two aircraft that dropped the atomic bomb. Because I think you had Enola Gay and the other one was Boxcar. Enola Gay was used on the Hiroshima raid, and obviously Boxcar was used for Nagasaki. Now Nagasaki, believe it or not, wasn't the original target. The original one was, believe it or not, Haneda, because it was cloud covered. Nagasaki was a secondary target. So there you go. I bet a lot of you didn't know that, but there you are. But anyway, I'm glad I got this one in my stash. It's one that's been on my wish list for quite a while. And this one, well, I've got it in 1/48, and I won this on eBay, believe it or not, for 14 quid. And I don't think this guy realises how much these go for, because these are going for crazy money. It is, of course, the 1/72nd BAC TSR2, and even in 1/72nd, it's quite a fair old lump. I'm not kidding you. But what I might do is I may well do that as the prototype, as is indicated on the box. Now I've actually got some aftermarket, which I think I have put in the box. I'm not sure. Yeah, here we go. That's for the cockpit. And I think I've got a little bit of resin material in there, which is what the seller put in there as well. So that is another I've had on my wish list, and I hope that one day, even though things have happened at Airfix recently, which I don't think are in their best interests, as regards Hornby, I'm hoping that one day they may well reissue this. I think there's a lot of people calling for it, either in 1/72nd or 1/48. I'm very fortunate that I have both. So what I might well do is build this as the prototype, and the 1/48 I may well do as a what if, had it gone into service. I've got my thoughts on what happened, but you may or may not disagree with me, but I think they should have gone ahead with it, because this aircraft, okay, it had its issues initially. It's like any new aircraft, it had its few problems. Yes, it wasn't very well organised, there was a lot of politics involved, there was overspending, and they were looking at resurrecting the program in I think 1981. But it would have proven too costworthy. It's a great shame, because if that had gone into service, we would have been the world beaters in aviation, and it was an aircraft way ahead of its time. Prime example was the only time it went supersonic was when I think Roland Beeman was flying it from Wharton, from where was it? Boscombe down to Wharton, and he went supersonic on one engine, and it left the Lightning standing on 2 full engines. Yeah, think about that one. And do you know what they ended up doing? Bloody scrapping it. Well, that's my thoughts anyway. I'm sure there's a lot out there that agree with me, but there you go. This one I have in my stash, another airliner, A350. This is the 900 version. I'm going to be doing this as a BA bird, obviously as part of my British Airways heritage builds. Or I may choose to wish to leave it in the Lufthansa. I made my mind up yet, because obviously this year is the 100th anniversary of Lufthansa. So I'm in an iron about that one, but I might leave it to the 1000 to do a BA bird. We shall see. And this one I recently got in yesterday. Had it in my stash, sold it off. I got the last one because I think this one's going out of production now. It's the 330-300 in Lufthansa. I am sort of possibly thinking of building it as a Virgin aircraft, but I haven't made my mind up yet. The nose on this isn't very accurate in regard to the shape, but there is a company that actually does an aftermarket version with the correct shape of nose, so I may well buy that and add it to the kit. We shall see. And then this one I won on eBay. It's the old C97 Stratocruiser. I'm not kidding you, this is a big old lump as well. I don't know what made me buy the military version, because there is a version out there, or there has been a version that Academy did, or is it Minicraft? They did in 1/72 of a BOAC aircraft, but it's just a lovely, unique looking aircraft with that double fuselage. I might get the old Hella Stratocruiser that goes with it as well, which was involved in the Berlin airlift, so that would make a nice sort of match, as it were. But I just do like this finish, I really do, and it does look a very good kit. So there you go. Next one up, the old classic Hasegawa Harrier. I got this one for a tenner on Vinted, and I shall be doing it as you see it indicated here, the AV8A. I am possibly looking at getting Harrier 1 from Airfix as well, and maybe 2 or 3, because obviously the Spanish had it as the what would they call it, the Matador, and then obviously the Thai Air Force also had them as well, so that will be part of my collection of Harriers, as it were. And another classic aircraft from the 60s is the Lightning. This is the reissued F2A with revised markings. It is a lovely looking kit of a classic aircraft. It's just a shame we haven't got one on the British Air Show circuit, because the only place they've got them flying is out in South Africa, or they did have. I'm not sure if they're still flying, but we shall see. Again, you got them in two sort of markings. You've got both based in Germany, I think. One of 19 Squadron, Gütersloh 1970, and the other one again, Gütersloh of 92 Squadron as well, in a lattice scheme, circa 1973. Quite haven't made my mind up on which one I'm going to do yet, but I might have to go for an aftermarket version. I am thinking of getting the T2 or the T4 to go with this as well, but we shall see. This is what I got in the other day, which I got finted for about £11. It's the Roden Fokker E5 D7. It's not a bad little kit, and thankfully it's got all the modelling as a decal, so that's going to save a lot of time and trouble. And this was flown by Eric Lowenhart towards the end of the war. There you go. This one I won off eBay for 15. It's a Britannia. This was issued by 26 Models, who are better known as 26 Decals. I think it's basically an F-Resin kit, because it looks very similar to the F-Resin kit, just set up with decals of British United Airways, which then later became British Caledonian, believe it or not. So there you go, it's an old classic. And finally, and I've recently done an inbox review of this kit, is this, the Academy 1144th B-52H 20th Bomber Squadron Buccaneers Buff. It's a beautiful looking kit. The detail on it is exquisite, and I can't wait to build it. And even in 1/44th, that's a big old lump, I'll tell you. I am thinking of getting the other two, which is the B2 Stealth and obviously the B1 Bone. And I think this unit is currently flying out of Fairford at the moment, because obviously they're being used to bomb Iran. Well, I've got my thoughts on that, but I'm not going to air them because I don't want to get into politics. But it's a unique aircraft. It's been in the Air Force's inventory for, I'd say, about 60 odd years, believe it or not. So, and it's still going strong, and it's due not to be replaced until 2050, because they're going to upgrade the engines, I think, with some Rolls-Royce engines, which are far more efficient. And I think the first one's not, it's only just recently flown and proved very economical on the fuel capacity as well. So yeah, and that's it, guys. That is basically it. So there you go. Anyway, this is run into 35 minutes now. It's been a long old one. Just thought I'd do a quick channel update. What I will do as regards stash additions, I'm just going to do it as short as I did last time, and then you can see the whole of what I've actually got over the last few months. Anyway, that's it for now. Get kid crazy, happy modelling, stay safe, keep yourself hydrated in this heat, and be careful of that sun. It can fool you. Anyway, speak to you soon. Cheers.